Hello and welcome to Leadership Development Skills. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and in this video we're going to go over a few things. We're going to talk about grading issues, and we'll talk about the schedule and a little bit about referent power in teams. So first of all, on the grading side, I apologize if you haven't seen some of those grades. I was looking and a student brought up that chapters 1 and 2 and even 3, some of those grades were missing. And like I said, I did respond, I did reply, I had all that in there. So I've gotten those cleaned up, but it makes me nervous about the other ones. And normally at this point in the semester, I'll go in and fill in zeros for all the assignments that have not been completed. Because students have a tendency to look at this percentage on the in Blackboard, and I have not found a way to really break that process, because that percentage just pulls of the work that you've done what's your grade. It ignores all the assignments that have not been completed. And so for that reason, I don't want you to be lost or confused when you see your overall grade. As a reminder, there's 1,000 points in the semester. So you're looking at your total points and comparing that to the 1,000 at the end of the semester. That's your grade. So if you get 900 points, that's your grade. You'll get an A. So I'll try and do my part on that, but just so you know, I've been doing a little bit of cleanup on those grade things and trying to get that resolved. So this week you are working on chapter 10, and chapter 10 is a very interesting chapter. This definitely falls into the area of soft skills, is what we're calling it now. But I really enjoy the detail that this chapter goes into. So I want to pick up on one particular piece, referent power. The idea of referent power is, the book gives it a little bit of information, but really, if you have direct influence on somebody, like you're their boss, you may or may not be able to tell them exactly what to do. And the best example of this might be something in the military, where your commander tells you to do something, you got to do it. That's it. Otherwise, you're out of the military, you face repercussions, and that's it. You don't have a whole lot of those types of direct authority or direct influence in life anymore. There's just not that much of that. Maybe it used to be that way in the 50s or the 40s, that kind of thing. It's just not that way now. Generally, your boss is telling you to do something, you're doing it. But in a lot of organizations, we have this matrix organization where you have multiple bosses and multiple people expecting things from you, and they're not all in the same group and stuff like that. So you lose that ability of having that direct influence on somebody. But referent power is very, very important in that sense. And so the piece that I want you to pick up on is referent power really is about building trust and a connection with people. So when you have referent power, you're really influencing people in a way that makes them want to help you. And it reminds me of an old book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is back in the 20s. And some semesters we actually pull that book up and have you guys go through exercises on that. But if you are continually putting your best foot forward with a person or a group, and you're doing things to help them, that kind of endears them to you. And so at a later point when you need help or you need something done, that referent power will then make that influence and help you through that. Now, that's just kind of the framework for how that works, but I also wanted to make that in connection to the discussion board where I'm pulling up teams. So a lot of times, if you are putting out value and speaking and sharing and helping other people, that will help them or make them want to help you. And so when it comes time for a team, your referent power is a great resource for reaching out to the right team members and pulling those in. And so sometimes this is just an area that you would focus on, whether or not it makes sense immediately, right? I may go and have a good rapport with the accounting department and just go over there and, talk to some people and talk to the accounting manager and, go out for coffee or whatever and just, get to know this person and just to make a connection. So that later on, there's some other point in time where it's like, oh, I really need accounting to, weigh in on this or approve this thing or whatever. Now you have that connection. Now you have that ability. And it can go even further when you're like, I need a collection of people to put this team together and I need someone from accounting. Now you can ask that person and they're more likely to give you somebody that's going to really help with the project or help with that team, right? So I feel like the chapter is really short on referent power. It is huge and very important, especially in the larger businesses and larger organizations that you work for. So don't miss out on that. Hope that helps you. All right, guys, with that, have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. All right.